Hello and welcome to this best of 3 series between Berserk and xNavigator in Warhammer League 2. Be sure to like and subscribe for more games, and let's get into it. Today with Berserk we have Slaanesh versus Warriors of Chaos. And we're going to have a pretty fast start and probably even a fast game. This is usually a fast-paced matchup that is being played, especially from the side of Slaanesh. They usually do not want to build up anything super special here because they just have superior units when it comes to the melee combat. We see a Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Slaanesh with Slaanesh, Acquiescence, Pavane, and also Prismatic Amplifier. So he wants to have enough magic for casting of the Pavane very quickly, right? Paragon of Access, Blissful Rapture, basically wants to get into the fight and be in the fight immediately. When it comes to the army, we just see a bunch of Marauder Horsemen and then a Chaos Fury, and the rest of it is going to be devoted Marauders alongside some Forsaken for the front line. On the side of Navigator, basically the simple... Oh, we also have a Lurus, a cultist of Slaanesh, with a gate summon of Demonettes. Oh, so she has to be in combat for... she needs to be engaged in combat with a cooldown of 2 minutes, and then she is able to summon a basic set of Demonettes, so they can also murder the bunch of units that we have on the walk roster. From the side of walk, we have a couple of Marauder Horsemen, same with Archeon, and then 2 more Horsemen onto the side. Horsemen are great in this matchup. You don't need to upgrade to more Horse Masters or Throwing Axes just because these guys don't usually have much armor, right? Except for the Forsaken and the Chaos Warriors, the rest of the units relatively don't have a bunch of armor, so you can basically just take the Horsemen and then cheap out, or even take a Plague of Rust caster and then have that happen. We also see Archeon with Purple Sun Spirit Leech, Spirit Leech basically to kill Mask, and Purple Sun or the Lord, and Purple Sun to kill any sort of blob when it comes to Slaanesh. For the side of the infantry, we do have a couple of Marauder Bearmen, which is they uptrade into Forsaken. They're great in this matchup, and a bunch of Forsaken of our own, right? So it is a just gonna be a fight fest in the middle. He also goes in to potentially capture the objectives, but he makes a small mistake of not actually capping this objective. He just wants to fight into the Forsaken. But again, Marauder Horsemen fighting into Forsaken, the Forsaken are not going to take that much damage just because of the 85 armor here. And also, he seems to be currently at least winning a bit for the skirmish game, right? So these guys need to be supported and actually shoot into stuff like Slangors. The Horsemen are super good into specifically Slangors. And it seems that the front lines are just going to engage very smartly. Berserk actually goes back here, and there is a mass charge between the Bearmen and the Forsaken, with the Forsaken even going back because they know that they're going to downtrade into Marauder Bearmen, especially after the charge kind of wears off, right? So they're being cycled out into some other Forsaken, and the Bearmen are basically going to feast. This is their prime time territory. That and like heavily armored, very low melee attack cap. Ooh, he's gonna surround the other Forsaken. This one delved too deeply and too greedily, as we see, and the Bearmen are trying to actually capture them, but these guys are a bit screwed with how out of position they are. Ooh, we had a Purple Sun actually go 50% on the Forsaken and on the Devoted Marauders, so that is quite unfortunate from the side of Berserk. It is a quick and fast fight. Also, we have Archeon trying to chase down the cultist, which is a good idea for him, right? He is a super strong fighter that can actually just go in and bully those types of characters very efficiently, but this is a huge problem, right? He is going to get surrounded, especially now with fiends coming in. The Fiends coming in are basically going to have the ability to slap around this entire blob, and without the support of the Horsemen just basically pew-pewing into the Fiends, this is going to be pretty much a lost fight. And we do see the Hellstriders, but the Hellstriders are just not enough on this side to fight it. Very nice catch from Archeon into going into the Cultist, and very nice dipping and dodging from the side of Berserk, right? He is still keeping up that the Cultist actually doesn't die while engaged there, and a bit of a miss micro. The Horsemen are still in combat while the Forsaken are literally on their ass. On the other side, we basically see the entirety of them collapsing, and the middle engagements are basically a bit of an overextension from Navi's side, right? We do see a couple of Hellstriders basically trying to get through all of this and charging into some of the Forsaken, but it's just not a good fight, right? He is too spread out, and this is where Slaanesh shines. Slaanesh is basically, even though it says that that Navi is ahead on value in 1k, it does not honestly feel like it. Even though he's winning this side, on the other side he is absolutely getting destroyed. Look at this beautiful capture from the side of Berserk when it comes to the Hellstriders, and he's just gonna dip now, right? And he's probably gonna get caught by these Hellstriders, but there's Fiends near, right? And if they countercharge the Hellstriders and he's not careful with this, this is gonna be a disaster. Oh no, Fiends going in now, turn around. Okay, and now these Fiends can actually turn around and fight them too, while on the other side of the game. And this is just a random tip. If you're against Slaanesh or any other super fast faction, if you look at the middle of the map and you have more units on the opponent's side of the map compared to your side of the map, these units are probably dead, and you have a problem, because everything that's here is going to be cleaned up just because that's of the Slaanesh's units super high speed, right? So having them just go too deep is just a bad idea, especially if it's stuff like Bearmen that are generally a slow infantry unit. They have currently 22 speed. Not a great idea. Same with that one fight that was just a bit too deep. If that fight did not happen, Navi would have been like a lot even more ahead than he currently is when it comes to, and he realizes, right? He needs to dip back, he needs to go to near his own vanguard, the deployment zones, and then he needs to clean up stuff like either the Horsemen or the Hellstriders, and this is a smart play. Like, he keeps these Hellstriders here pinned, and then he's gonna back charge the other Hellstriders into them. Again, Fiends just being an absolute menace. Very nice rampage from the opponent, just catching this Hellstrider. Hellstriders are the main thing that you're now very much in need of, right, in this matchup. Because of the latest patch, you just have a cap of 3 Hellstriders for the side of Walk. And that is a huge problem, and for the side of Slaanesh too. But you also have different types of Hellstriders that you can take on the side of Slaanesh, while on Walk you have very limited ability to take because of marks, right? So if we look at this, this is the perfect time to bring on stuff like Slangors. Why? The Horsemen are running low on ammo, and when they run out of ammo, there is very little that can contest the ability of the Slangors to just go into your Bearmen and absolutely murder them. Same thing with the Fiends. Fiends are a relatively good mid to late game unit that can just come in and sweep stuff like Bearmen on the charge. Look at this charge, man. Oh my god. Crazy damage. And then a Hellstrider also coming in alongside the Chaos Sorcerer Lord with Sapphiric Musk as well. Wow. What a combination of damage. Also Acquiescence basically making it so they can't escape. Crazy good surround. We also see the other type of Hellstrider, right? Now that he can actually summon them, he just surrounds with the other type of Hellstrider, and he's basically collapsing the entire army of Navi. And even though it says that Navi is a bit ahead, I don't think the value tracker in this matchup specifically tracks everything properly, because now look at this entire collapse, and he's just feeding now the Hellstriders into the grinder, right? This is supposedly a good fight, but Archie coming in here, he's just not gonna have the ability. Very nice try when it comes to just the what did he Spirit Leech? Did he Spirit Leech the Fiends? What is that Spirit Leech? Oh, it's Spirit Leech on the Hellstriders. Interesting. But this is just a desperation blob fight. On the other side, there are Forsaken and Bearmen, and there's another Forsaken unit coming in. There's Slangors murdering the Bearmen here. There's Hellstriders murdering the Bearmen here. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord is a great fighter too. He's just gonna man-fight Archie. They have relatively similar stats now. And the new fresh set of Hellstriders has arrived from the side of Berserk, basically, to come in and start sweeping up the opponent, right? And as you can see, Navi is kind of fresh out of Hellstriders, so he doesn't even have something to summon in and be the sweeper unit. This is why it's so difficult to contest the mobility side from Slaanesh's walk, because you have such limited mobility, or such more expensive mobility and less cost effective compared to stuff like Fiends, like Hellstriders, like the other Hellstriders, and you're not limited on marks in any way. When it comes to the other side of the battlefield, we see that the Bearmen are basically being cleaned up. We see the Hellstriders trying to go in, but then they realize that this is a lost cause, and he's going to try and reconsolidate here. Ooh, nasty, nasty, nasty narcissism. 10 seconds can't move. Him surrounding with the Lord and basically this Hellstrider. I think Navi's going to tap out after this one, because if they get surrounded, they get acquiescent, they're gonna break instantly. Navi is just fresh out of everything when it comes to his mobility, and he's just stuck standing on this objective. Kind of, again, look at the value difference, man. How is the value difference like this? This guy is actually broke, man, from the amount of damage. There is no way that this is correct. Look at the battlefield. There is nothing on the battlefield for the side of Walk. There's just 2 freshly summoned units, while for the side of Slaanesh, we basically see everything else, right? And another Fiend summon. There's nothing on the map that can kill a Fiend right now. And Fiends are insane units. Like 16 models makes them immune to stuff like Buna, and 20% Fizz Res makes them just immune to everything else. Sulfuric Musk also helps out anything that they come into contact with, just not being able to kill them. And them surrounding Archie here with just another Acquiescence, they're gonna clap his cheeks. With 28 melee defense, he's gonna have a bad time. He's pretty good at killing the Fiends because he has such high weapon strength, especially with Slayer of Kings and splash damage. But it's just an unfair fight. Fiends are insane. And it seems that we're just gonna see a bit of a cleanup crew, but I don't see how Navi can do anything here, so we can even speed up a bit. It's just gonna be a bunch of picking off, and look at this. Very smartly landing on the Hellstriders, stopping their charge, then back charging with another Hellstrider. This is just super good plays from the side of Berserk. He's just outplaying Navi currently in this matchup. And it's also very soon, when the Hellstriders break, when the Forsaken break, this is going to be flipping into the clutches of Slaanesh, especially with the Lord coming in. Acquiescence being such a good spell with just 6 undercasted, and then if you really want to stop something in its tracks, you can just overcast it for 8, which is again a absolute steal. Of if you wanted to kill some like huge SC or something, and you just want to stop it in its tracks, you can just cast the overcast for just 2-1 more. Great stuff, great stuff. Still, he is trying his best, but the best is just not good enough, at least in this matchup, in this game currently. And again, Hellstriders very much juking the other Hellstriders very smartly. He has the Hell Scourges basically back charge them, same with the Forsaken, and these guys are also poisoned. So as soon as these guys stop chasing the actual Hellstriders, they're gonna turn around and just go back in, right? The other side of the map, Furies into Bearmen. Bearmen are very slow because they're a great weapon unit when it comes to their attacks. So Furies just jumping onto these guys is a good fight. They're kind of bunched up here, so that's gonna mitigate some of their effectiveness. But yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes good, sometimes maybe bad. Finally, gets caught with the Hellstriders. He's still standing on the objective, trying to potentially kill the Lord, but there's no way, man. Just Acquiescence again, and then just a Fiend of Slaanesh clapping the cheeks of Archaon. Archaon probably did very well in this game, man. 4k value on Archaon is really good, but he ends up just not being enough. The rest of the army just couldn't stand up to Archeon's carry potential and support him properly in this game. And he's just about to go down. Again, another Hellstrider summon, but this is pretty much over even with that mini ninja cap. And yeah, Navi basically taps up. Very well played to Berserk in this game. So we are currently, I believe, 1-1 in this series. So Slaanesh ends up taking the win over Warriors of Chaos. And yeah, very nice value on all of the Forsaken, as expected. Lord did very well, as he is a caster. Lord, him doing so much damage is very nice. Again, Horsemen just being MVPs every single time. He didn't even summon the Exalted Hero, which is interesting because you usually use the Exalted Hero and Sorcerer squad to go into stuff like Archeon and then stop him. Man, Fiends are the most broken unit in the game for Slaanesh, man. They got nerfed just by 25 gold. Crazy things that CA thinks that these guys are okay in the game. When it comes to the Hellstriders, it was just a mass shitting out of Hellstriders from both sides, so this all makes sense. On the side of Navi, Archeon trying to put the entire game on his back just wasn't enough, and this one Forsaken unit basically paying for the other two. Relatively okay performance from the Horsemen, that just makes sense. You gotta conserve ammo on them and then just focus stuff like the Fiends with them, but yeah, unfortunate. He also had a Chaos Sorcerer Nurgle in his back pocket. Okay, that makes sense. When Archie gets low, you sometimes want, depending on what type of magic you bring on him, you sometimes just want to have a Fleshy Abundance Sorcerer come in and then just heal up Archie. That makes sense. That is a nice tech. And also everything else just, yeah, very underwhelming on his Hellstriders. So he got massively outplayed when it comes to the Hellstrider game, as you see. Like, comparatively, when it comes to the value of these guys, they like paid double for themselves compared to the Hellstriders of Navi. Very well played to both players, and we'll see you guys in Game 3.